Yo, oh my God, look who's standing behind me. Wow, this is exciting. That's a pleasant surprise. Behind me is Mark Hanna and Jess Margera, the drummer from CKY, and the company band. Have a seat, gentlemen. There's crap all over the seats. Let me, just throw any of those boxes and any of that stuff. You can just throw it on the floor, please. Just that's fine. That's fine. Let me get some microphones on. I had no idea who was behind me.
So funny. I was driving my daughter to school this morning.
Is headphones working for you?
No.
Probably not. Let's see. That one's
go.
not plugged in. That one's mine.
Mine's working now.
Yeah, that one's not plugged in. Plug it in that little. Yeah.
Sorry to barge in on you.
No
but,
problem. Let me get some mics going here.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good evening. I mean, morning.
All right.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
I heard you guys talking about the new movie, Where the F is Santa. And,
Yeah.
I thought we'd drop in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. So you actually listen to this radio station, Mr. Margera?
It's funny how I found out about you guys.
Okay.
I bought a '67 Cadillac Eldorado, and
Okay.
it only has AM. So,
Cool.
so I've been flicking around, and you guys play a lot of good stuff, like Faith No More, like the good Faith No More.
Cool.
Like not Epic, the one that everyone plays, but
Yeah.
something later.
Yeah.
And so I just started listening to it more and more, and it's just funny to hear you guys talking about the movie and stuff. I thought it'd be funny if me and Mark popped in here.
That's awesome.
that's
Yes,
great.
sir.
Yeah.
That's great.
In the studio, we have Jess Margera and Mark Hanna, both from all the Viva La Bam, Haggard.
Yeah, did you guys see the tattoo yet of from the movie?
Oh, yeah, I must show that.
Yeah.
Let's see this. All right, cool.
I don't know if you saw it yet, but
Okay. Okay.
a guy called Andy McCoy from a band called Hanoi Rocks drew a map on
Okay.
Hannah's stomach.
All right.
It's a map of Finland, and he got it tattooed on his stomach.
It was kind of more like a... Never mind.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Is that a piece of artwork or
That's
what?
wonderful.
Oh yeah, I see Helsinki there.
Yeah.
Right below the belly button.
And
wait to show Mom and Dad.
Estonia is south of there. And,
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you guys want to see that though.
No,
I'll leave that one alone.
leaves Estonia where it should be.
Wow. Your headphones working okay? Can you hear Jay when he speaks?
Yeah. You
But
hear me? Okay.
we
You're in?
also
Okay,
wanted
cool.
to plug our gig coming up at the Note on
Okay.
Market. My band, the company band's playing, and Hannah's band, Backwoods
Backwoods
Payback,
Payback.
is
Yes,
gonna be playing
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So brought you guys some music.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Oh, no way. Then I don't have to keep playing it from the MySpace page like I've been doing. Oh, you're the
on.
man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, wow. That's so cool. Here's the, if I recorded it off your MySpace, like most people don't have the ability to record from MySpace, but I, have a radio
Audio
station.
hijack,
Yes.
I think it's called. I got
Yeah.
that.
I wondered if the quality's as good,
No,
I mean,
it's not.
probably not as,
MySpace quality is terrible.
okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to replace it because I've been playing it in steady rotation, the two that are on there.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
So what's it been, like 20 years? Hannah's Pool 88, I think it was?
Yeah. It has been a long time. Wow. Yeah. Hey, you want to take a couple calls from some people?
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not sure if they called like right as you were walking in,
No,
so
they
they
called
or before. They may be like,
yeah.
okay,
Spinal Tap moment.
I don't know who these people are, but I want to tell you about the taxes. Good morning. You're on the air. Okay, that's
All right.
probably the situation with that. Good morning. You're on the air. Same situation with that. Okay.
All right.
Feels
As soon as we show up, they all hang up.
The answer is yes. Yes. 3 times, I think.
Wow. So, what's it like playing in nationally known rock bands? I mean, are you guys tour together? Backwoods Payback and Company Man?
Yeah, they've opened for CKY a bunch, but this is the first. This is actually the first company band gig that we've ever played.
Okay.
It's funny because everyone lives all over the place. We got 2 guys in LA, 1 guy up in New York City, and Neil down in Maryland. So
Okay.
when we recorded that record, we didn't even see each other really. It was just all file swapping.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, I did my drums at Phil Niccolo's place in Conshohocken,
Okay.
and fired it over to LA to Grandmaster, and then they did guitars and everything.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can do anymore with Pro Tools and computers. You don't even have to get in a room together to.
Now, who lays down the very first track?
I do. The drums always go first usually. I mean,
But what do you wear headphones listening to?
yeah, it's
Anything?
basically
I mean-
a rough track and a click. And
Okay.
it's just boop, 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 and I got to
Okay.
play to that, which is it's not a whole lot of fun, but
Works out in the end.
if they ever have to edit anything, then that helps out a lot.
Having to click there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So hold what the guitarist will send you just basically
Just a rough scratch track of a guitar
okay.
to the click, and then
Okay.
I lay down the drums.
Okay.
Then I send it out there, and then they put the real guitars down.
Okay.
We
Okay.
fired it up to New York City for the bass, and then sent it down to Neil to do vocals at Jay Robbins' place in Baltimore. So
And when you say fired over, do you mean through an MP3 file?
yeah, it's a
Or a
really
WAV file?
it's a big file. It's a Pro Tools file, but yeah, we do FTP. It's called.
Okay.
And, it's funny because Reverend Jim, who plays guitar, he plays in a band called Fireball Ministry, but he also has
Who
a
are
job.
awesome.
Yeah, they are. They rule. He actually married my brother too, Reverend Jim, and
Sort of.
I thought Missy married. I didn't know he went that way.
But he also does green screen, like he did Chronicles of Narnia, like he worked on that and
Okay.
stuff like that. So he's really good with computers. So
Okay.
you know, I would normally just FedEx it to those guys.
Sure.
But they just FTP everything. You know. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Wild stuff.
Yeah.
How's the company band doing? Like, I don't listen to any other radio stations but this station because I need to monitor it, make sure it's on, make sure stuff sounds good. I listen to it and get that song's getting lame, and I delete it and add stuff. So I only listen to 1520.
Yeah.
How does it, like, does this CD get played on MMR, YSP, 104 or 5, anything like that?
Not really. You know, I think FM, to be honest, is just dying off. Because
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it to themselves. I mean, do they really think people want to hear Nickelback 47 times a day?
No, not
You know,
at all.
and then they wonder why their ratings are terrible. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Oh, it's like to hear AC/DC Back in Black for the billionth time, or for the few times I've ever tried to listen, like Preston and Steve is for some reason the #1 show. And if you got to go on there, I'm not trashing the show or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, why would if you're trying to do a show that is a talk show, kind of like a Stern-esque format, where you got 100 guys talking on top of each other, and you're trying to be funny and doing impersonations and this and that. But then why take a break in the middle of the show to play Stone Temple Pilots, which has been played 83 trillion times a day?
right.
I know.
I don't understand. It's like trying to please everyone. Well, there are people that like music. There's people that like shock jocks.
Yeah.
Let's take shock jocks and music, and we'll make the best show in the morning. And the reason they're the best show and the highest rated show in the morning is not because they're that great. I think it's because what are they running against him? They're trying a guy from Partridge Family is their competing guy. The one guy who stood a chance, I think, of maybe beating them, Kid Chris. They went, hey, did he say Schwoogie?
Yeah.
Isn't that a racist? Oh my God! Let's kick him off the air. I didn't
so
realize
funny.
he said Schwoogie. That's oh my God! Oh, blacks must have hated that.
I just found out what Schwoogie means.
Yeah, so they got rid of that guy, and a lot of people that like shock jocks. A few people bought Sirius, I guess, and
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I think you're right. I think the only guy who could rival Stern was basically Kid Chris, and they
Yeah.
just kicked him off over the dumbest reason.
yeah, it's crazy.
Because David Lee Roth and who else did they get? Those guys just fell right off the
I don't even know.
face of the earth.
They had Opie and Anthony, which I loved Opie and Anthony when they were on. Stern was on in the morning back in like 2001.
Right.
Stern, obviously, I mean, Stern had been there since '86 up till recently, but they had Stern then in the morning. Then they put on this Opie and Anthony in the afternoon. And the first day that came on, I went, oh, these guys are going to suck. And I'm listening to it. I go, oh, they're just being filthy like Stern. They're just being crazy and outrageous. And yeah, they're just really being funny like Stern. You know, so I liked the show. And then I heard they were being brought in to replace Stern. And I guess I don't know. I don't think YSP gave them enough time. They just went, hey, you're not #1. It's been 2 weeks. And they went, well, yeah, it takes a little time. And they got rid of them. So
Right.
YSP's all over the place. And I think what really killed Opie and Anthony being successful on YSP, instead they got rid of Stern. And they, instead of just going, okay, well, we'll put Opie and Anthony on in the morning and then play that butt rock that they've been playing while Stern was there, the same Van Halen song over and over again. Instead, they went, no, let's fill the whole day with Stern imitators. Let's get Barsky and tell him to get a girl. And the girl will be like Robin because she has a female private parts. And Barsky will be like Howard because he has male private parts.
Right.
And then let's get Fat and Druggy to do a show. And then let's get somebody in the afternoon to do a show. And they just flooded the thing. They even had some Scotty and Alex at night doing Stern.
They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And if they think that people want to hear Nirvana come, what is it?
Come
Smells
As You
like
Are.
Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's like, that song was great the first 100 times I heard it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, enough already. And,
Sure.
I mean, everyone has to go to work every day and basically have a monotonous, job.
If they're already a monotonous.
Why would they play the same music every day? It's
Yeah.
like people are getting sick of it, I think.
Sure. I was so happy when I went to the Note to see CKY. I walked past.
Oh, you went to the Halloween game?
Oh yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. I went on the all ages night because Friday was the night in West Goshen where you hand out the candy.
Right.
And so my wife hands out the candy, and I watch the pit bull so that we don't have a lawsuit of the pit bull racing through the front door and eating a child. So I just hung out with the pit bull in another room, and she hung out front and handed out the candy because I do that every year because I was a kid once too, and you don't want to just not hand out candy and turn your lights off. So so I went to the all ages show on Thursday so I could be home for Friday. But it was an awesome show. I've never seen you guys perform because you would always, I guess, play at maybe the Electric Factory or somewhere in Philadelphia where I just don't like leaving my car in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which is one of the great things about having a Note here now. I'll start going to concerts again. Because you go to Philadelphia, the last show I went to was Bloodhound Gang with Kenneth Keith Kallenbach, the late Kenneth Keith.
Right.
Because he knew Jimmy Pop, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Jimmy Pop gave Ken 2 tickets. Ken called me and said, "Yo, you want to drive? Because I got the I can't drive." So I went, "All right, yeah, I'll drive." So we go there and I pull up, get a great spot, close the door, and guy goes, "For $5, I'll watch your car for you." Yeah. So I went, that sounds like a good deal. And I gave him $5 because the translation is, "For $5, I won't
screw it up.
It's basically blackmail or, you know, so.
Gotta love the city.
Yeah. So that was the last show I've seen.
Bloodhound's actually coming to the Note.
Oh, no way.
January.
Wow. Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. So, so I walk into the Note and we see your mom and your dad, April and Phil, and we're shaking hands with them and talking to them and so forth. And I walk by and my buddy Mike goes, "Hey, douchebag, you just passed your boyfriend." I go, "What?" And he like taps me and points. He goes, "There's Bam right there. You walked right by." So I'm like, "Hey, Bam." I shake his hand. And he goes, "You guys play a lot of Clutch." My brother was telling me, play a lot of Clutch, and I go, "Really?" So here it is, the band that I'm there to see. The drummer in the band who's going to be on the stage I'm there to see is listening to the radio station that I hand selected every song we play here.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
So I'm like, so all right, that was awesome.
Yeah, Clutch, man, they're a great band. They're basically my Led Zeppelin, you know.
Cool. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
So
well, Led Zeppelin is Led Zeppelin, but
they're
they're the closest thing that rivals it these days because nothing can compare to that these days.
Oh yeah. So it must be cool for you playing drums in a band where the singer from your Led Zeppelin.
It's basically I just one day I was like on a plane coming back from Germany and I'm looking at my iPod and I'm looking at like the top 10 list or whatever and I'm like, I know all these guys, my favorite bands. So I was like, I just called them all and I was like, let's record.
Wow.
And they all said yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And Neil was actually just going to pop up for a guest appearance on one song. Mm-hmm. And then I sent him the songs, and he liked it so much that he was just like, I'll sing on all of them.
Wow. Now, was CKY broken up at the time when you did this company band project?
No. I started that probably 2006 is when we started writing stuff. But, there was all this drama last year with CKY. Our front man, Darren, had some problems with, the booze and that typical rock and roll band.
Sure.
But yeah, he's doing a lot better now, and we just regrouped and played the Note, and our new record will be coming out next year.
Excellent.
On Roadrunner, and
it's sick.
Yeah, it's a great record.
Good. Cool.
We've been working on it for like 3-4 years, so I mean, better be pretty good. It's our Chinese democracy.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know what he meant by that, Guns N' Roses, I guess, is putting out
who we toured with.
Yeah, right.
Oh wow. Yeah. You toured with Guns N' Roses with just Axl Rose as the singer and a bunch of people no one
5 years ago, and Chinese Democracy was supposed to come out that year.
That was the Chinese Democracy tour.
Yeah.
And it's
just
coming out like
coming out
today or something.
Is it today? I think it might be.
I saw it on like headline news or like major news stations are
14
promoting it.
years they've been working
Wow.
on it.
This has got to be like the best record ever.
It's good. I mean,
Okay.
it's funny. People say it's not really a Guns N' Roses record. It's an Axl Rose record.
Sure,
There's none of the original dudes are in the band anymore. But
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a great record. I mean,
There's awesome musicians on it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's funny because I was talking to the drummer, a guy called Brain, who one of my favorite drummers of all time. He played in a band called Primus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I play a lot of Primus. Yeah.
Yeah. Primus is a great
Yeah.
band. But on that Guns N' Roses tour, I'm like, hey, how's the new record coming? And he just look at me like, it sucks. It sucks, And he's just like, you don't even know, and he couldn't get into it. But recently, since the album finally is coming out, he's allowed to talk about it.
Right.
And he said that Axl came up to him, and a guy called Josh Freese, he plays in a band called A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
He did the drums first, and then he left the band. And Axl was like, look, Josh just left. I need you to do drums on Chinese Democracy. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, man. I can just scrap his drums and I'll lay my stuff down. And he's like, I really like your feel, but I like what Josh did. And he's like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, you have to play exactly what Josh played. You have to redo everything and play and there's like drum fills and stuff. There's a song called There Was a Time where there's a full on drum solo, just like, and he had to match every hit perfectly.
Really?
In one
Jesus.
take too,
Oh,
because
man.
Axl doesn't believe in punching in. So
Wow.
he had to get the entire song in one take.
Wow.
Unbelievable, man.
Punching in for anyone that doesn't know would be like if you played the whole song, you go, that one, the 100th measure, or that one part where you
It's
hit
cheating.
you go back in and you cut and paste or whatever, or you just come back and you fix the one measure that you screwed up.
If you're recording and you get half of the song good and then you mess up, then you just take it from the half and keep the first half that's good.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to do that. He had to, if he messed up, he had to take it from the beginning all over again.
Oh wow, wow.
I guess that's why it took 14 years.
Yeah. But what was the reason they didn't just keep the other guy's track? They don't want to pay him for the royalties on
Exactly.
it or something? Oh, no. But couldn't the guy claim that, hey, it was my idea to play a triplet then, so I wrote it? That's the weirdest thing. I mean, if you write a guitar riff, you're called like a writer. It was your idea to play E, then G, then A. But if you're a drummer, you're like, I decided to play the bass drum on the 1, the snare on 2. Then I came up with putting the on the 3 and on the kick drum, then 4, I hit the snare. See, I came. Meanwhile, playing eighth notes on my hi hat. You're not writing anything. No one gives you a writing credit.
Playing a damn beat.
Yeah,
Doing the same thing everybody else does.
yeah. But if a guitar player does the same thing everybody else does, oh no, he wrote that. You're right. There's 12 notes.
Right.
It's 12 chords. Or well, there's a zillion chords, but anyway. So you were playing at the Note on, was it the 26th?
Yeah, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Biggest party night of the year.
Yes,
Wow.
it's a good drinking
yeah,
night.
that is a big night. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What time do the doors open?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 8 or 9, something like that.
If the show's at 9, the doors probably open at 8, I'm
Yeah.
guessing? Okay.
You can get tickets at thenotewc.com.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm questioning.
Trying to think of the song.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it's the notewc.com. That's where I went to get the CKY tickets. And then, well, first I call up there and I go, do you know if I can buy the tickets at the Note? And the guy on the phone goes, oh, yeah, I guess. So I walk down there and they're like, no, you can't buy them. You got to get them from the website.
It's Live Nation that does all the booking.
Okay.
Which, they're the big company that books all the shows in Philly and everything. And I've been trying to convince them for years. I've been talking with my booking agent, this guy at William Morris Agency. And I'm like, your secondary markets are like, when you release a CD, you hit Philly, you hit New York, you hit all the big ones. Mm-hmm. Then you tour a second time and you hit what's called secondary markets, which is like Allentown, Reading, and all that stuff. And I'm like, there is nothing going on in Reading, man. Like Westchester, there's a college. It's raging, you know. And,
Yeah.
and we finally put a decent venue in there, which, you know, the only thing before was like Rex's and, you know, a couple others. Which,
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I finally convinced Live Nation that this is where it's at for you know, shows 500 capacity and stuff. So
Yeah, I would much rather pay. I mean, if they can get like G Love and Special Sauce to play there,
right, yeah,
and even if G Love sells out, I don't know, a 5,000 seat arena,
yeah,
I don't care. I'll pay $100 to go see him at the Note, because it's not like I go to a concert every night. I might go once a year. I mean, it's been years since. When did the Bloodhound Gang play? And then the very next concert I saw was you guys. Yeah. Yeah. So for all those years of not going to Philly, I've saved up, you know, hypothetically saved $50 on that show, $50 on that show. Yeah. I don't care if I have to pay $100 to see G Love in Westchester. I'd be glad to, because I can park my car in my private spot out back that Jay so graciously pays for, and then I go walk over and then you know, drive 2 miles back to West Goshen and go to sleep. So,
right.
And my car's intact when I'm done. So,
yeah, I don't like leaving my town either. It's just it's comfortable to just be able to, you know, and especially, you know, like you said, like bands that might do the Tower Theater, sometimes they want to play a 500 seater.
Yeah,
it's more fun. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I wrote to Donnie Moore to get. I wrote to Phil Roy, who has been on our show. It's mellow stuff. It's not, but he's still good. Right. You know, I listen like on this station. I'll play Phil Roy. The next song will be CKY. It's like people are like, "What are you playing?" It's like, it's good. Yeah, it doesn't have to always be, you know, distorted and with heavy drums to be good. Yeah. And CKY's lyrics are like clever, and the riffs are real good, and you know, it's like. I'm glad Jay lets me just pick whatever I want, because most people would be like, "No, you have to play Aerosmith. Dude looks like a lady," because that's what people want to hear. But
well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because recently, like our last album came out, I did go on YSP to promote it. They let me play whatever I wanted for 2 hours, right?
Wow.
So I'm playing bands like Ween and Clutch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the phones just light up.
Yeah.
And you know, I wasn't supposed to hear this, but I was walking by. I had to go take a leak or something, and I heard the engineer, and he's like, "What's going on? How come every line's taken up?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's just people calling in wondering why we're playing good music."
That's awesome.
And you know, it's funny because I wasn't supposed to hear that. You know,
Yeah.
just to hear that in passing is like hilarious.
Oh, you would be like a better program director than whoever YSP has. You would make a better program director just walking in and being yourself and going, "Okay, can someone make sure there's no curse words in these songs? Yeah, put them in cool edit, reverse where it says the F word, and make it say, you know, reverse the S word and a-hole and all that. Yeah. Whatever. Just go fix them, clean them up, find radio edits if you can, and play Ween and Clutch, and exactly what I play here.
Yeah.
You would be a 10 times better program director than whoever the one guy is that decides K-Rock plays this and YSP plays that and JFK, and you know, they all play the same crap over and over again. And when I bring this up on the air, and the phones light up, and everybody says, "Yeah, you're right. Why don't they play other stuff?" And I guess I don't know what the answer is.
I don't payola or something. I
don't
know what's
get
going on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I would have loved to have heard that. And you were talking up the Rex, and then now I've heard other people, celebrities, where they'll let somebody be the DJ for 2 hours, and you can pick whatever you want. But I always kind of figured there's restrictions. So did they restrict you?
Yeah, there was a couple songs that were too heavy or whatever. You know,
okay.
Like I tried to play like Testament or something, and they were like, "You can't play that."
Okay.
You know? But I mean, you know, good rock bands that just don't get proper airplay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I started playing that stuff for 2 hours, and everyone's like, "Whoa," you know?
Wow.
It's just. There's a lot out there. There's more than just, you know, Aerosmith and stuff. So.
Yeah, sure. What Ween song did you play? Voodoo Lady?
I think we were doing a Philadelphia type of theme, so
okay.
we did Freedom of '76.
I'm not familiar with that one. Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
You know, Ween's a band from New Hope, not too far from here.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get with them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they'll have a song that sounds like Motorhead. They'll have a Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's just funny. You go to their shows, you don't know if they're going to bust out Neil Young or.
Yeah, they're all over the place from what I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play in a band, like a cover band, and our guitar player, got married and has a bunch of kids, so he stopped playing. But the last time I ran into him, he goes, "Dude, you got to check out Ween. Now that's my favorite new band." And he gave me some of the stuff to listen to, and it's like you said, from one extreme to the next. Each album is like a different album completely. It's like a different band, but it's the same members.
It's tricky though, because a lot of their stuff, like the funniest thing is they were on Elektra Records, which is the Doors and Metallica's label, and they get these huge advances, right? And they would just pocket all the money and go home on a 4-track tape recorder and do their album on a 4-track. You know what I mean? So it was kind of funny, but at the same time, people would get their record and they'd be like, "This doesn't sound like a majorly produced record," But then you go see them live and they play those songs live and it sounds amazing.
Wow.
So it's just they're pretty clever when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That's cool. That's awesome. In the studio, we have Bam Margera. Or, excuse me, Jess Margera. Sorry, Jess Margera. Bam's cousin. Jess Margera, Bam's brother from CKY and The Company Band, along with Mark Hanna from Backwoods Payback.
Bam's been on here a couple times, though, hasn't he?
Yes, he has been on once, and Joe France has been on several times, and Brandon DiCamillo several times. And some other April has been on, your mother. She's been on before. So it's awesome. I ran into Deco. I'm standing out front back when I used to smoke, and I go, "That's Brandon DiCamillo going to Fairman's." So I stand out front, kind of stalking him, and I said, "Excuse me, Mr. DiCamillo." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Would you be so kind as to record a station ID for our little radio station here?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he comes over, and as it turns out, Brandon's mom listens to our station.
Oh, really?
Claire DiCamillo.
Yeah, she's a great lady.
Yeah. And she calls in a lot, and so then after he did the station ID. Then I said, come on anytime. So then just one day, kind of like today when you guys walked in, one day Franz and Bam Franz and Brandon just walked in. And then Jay used to own Flix Video, which was
I remember Flix, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now Franz comes in and with Brandon, and they start buying videotapes from Jay, like hundreds of them. Jay's like, "Oh, $1 piece, Jesus Christ, buy them." Yeah. So they bought like every one of them, or most of them. So
those guys are big VHS, old school fans.
Yeah,
like all the obscure movies from the '70s and stuff. They got it all.
Yeah. Now, did you ever skateboard? I never see you on a skateboard in any of the Jackass or CKY stuff.
I skated for a while up until I got a license, and then music kind of took over because I could drive to play shows and stuff. So I was always real into skating, but trying to keep up with Bam and Mike Maldonado and Kerry Getz, it was pretty intimidating.
That's 6 foot tall.
Yeah, and plus, I'm a lot taller than Bam, and it hurts a lot more when I fall.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
So I mean, my dad used to take us to the cheap skates and all the good skate parks around. And, yeah, but once I reached the age of getting a car, that's when I was like, okay.
Okay.
Because it was more of a transportation thing, I would skate into town to go to Taylor's or whatever,
Okay. So was that you that I saw leaving Taylor's with a bunch of drumsticks?
Probably.
Maybe a month, or maybe a week before the CKY gig.
Yeah, I go there all the time. I actually took lessons there.
No way.
From John Simone, which that guy's amazing, man. He could probably still smoke me. He's like 70 years old. He could probably thrash me at the drums with a cigar in his mouth,
Did he used to teach over near East High School out of his house?
I'm not sure. I took lessons from him in like 87, 88.
Okay.
And so.
Because I took lessons from, it has to be the same guy, John Simone, and I think he was teaching out of his house.
Right.
He lived like behind East High School.
Yeah.
And this was, this had to be like the late 70s or something like that when I took lessons from him. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
It's a small world.
He's still over there, I think.
Wow.
He's still
Okay.
teaching. Yeah.
Jeez.
I know.
Small world. Hate to paint it, but. How did you, Mark? How did you guys come up with the name Backwoods Payback for your band?
I kind of just joined the band. Everything
really?
Everything was already set. So, was kind of lucky in that. They just
I was looking
joined.
at your MySpace, and there's like an attractive lady on bass, right? Or that better not be a dude, right?
No, no, no. No, that's Jessica Baker.
She's
yeah.
okay. I'm looking at him going like,
They're
long
married.
hair. It was like kind of a fuzzy picture, and I go, "There's a hot chick on." I better not get had on this again.
The singer Mike and the bass player Jessica are married.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He just gave away the secret. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Now you joined this band where the drummer obviously I guess quit or something? Or?
Yeah, he their old drummer was I guess he just decided he wanted to get a proper job and whatnot.
Okay.
So I think he's a police officer somewhere,
Wow.
something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, then they pretty much called it quits and then met up with him at the old Rex's once and we just decided let's start playing rock.
It's funny that I was talking to Mike and I just realized that he worked at the Wall in
With
Exton
Darren.
with Darren, the singer
Yeah.
of CKY.
Wow.
And I was like, I knew you from somewhere. You know, it's been like so long that it didn't register.
It's hilarious. He was telling me a story about that. He used to work with Darren at the Wall, and now anytime he sees Darren, like we were at Jitters when Darren was here and stuff like that, and Darren won't even like acknowledge him.
Darren doesn't remember that long ago.
He's out of his mind. Darren's out of his mind.
He doesn't remember yesterday.
It's crazy.
Did you ever hear the commercial? Taylor's Music is a sponsor on this show and on the music throughout the afternoon. So George Whittam, the guy general manager over at Taylor's, he came up with this concept of writing these commercials about a character Harry and Martha. And they're always, bickering back and forth, and then, let's get a Taylor's Music. So I do all their voices. I do basically it's kind of like Billy West used to do an impression of Marge Schott on the Stern Show. So I would kind of do a voice like that, and then Harry, I do it as kind of like just a bad Joe Pesci impersonation.
Okay.
So it's Harry and Martha, and so he would write these commercials. And one time he just says, dude, I'm exhausted. I can't think of anything to write, so you write one. So I used his characters.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Let me see. There's a reference. Like Harry's kind of out of it, and I don't know. It's self-explanatory. I'll just
I gotta hear
play
this.
it for you now. There's a Margera reference.
Oh, right on.
So here it goes. Here's the Taylor's Rockstar commercial. Here it
Hey, Johnny, how was school today?
I hate school.
What's up with him?
Oh, he's upset. He's not very athletic. Every team he tries out for, he gets rejected.
Yeah, he's no Sam Margera. Remember the time we tried to play catch and he hit me right in the groin?
I'm reminded of it every night. I think Johnny's starting to get interested in girls and wants to impress them.
I know. He's great on that trumpet. Why don't we get Johnny one of them electric guitars at Taylor's Music? Girls love rock stars.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Taylor's Music, 116 West K Street in Westchester, has a huge selection of electric guitars from Ibanez and Fender, amplifiers from Peavey and Fender, drums by Yamaha and Tama, cymbals from Zildjian and Sabian, and all the accessories to bring out the rock star in everyone. With
there's
the
no
lowest
funny part
prices
here?
and great customer service that's kept them in business right here in Westchester since 1929. Taylor's
advertising,
Music. Give them a call today.
gold right
It's
there.
610-696-1812. Or check them out online at taylorsmusic.com.
What's that racket I hear out in the garage?
That's Johnny playing his new electric guitar. And that pretty girl from down the street's with him.
Maybe I should get a banjo.
Oh, Harry.
All right, so there you go.
That's pure gold.
This is Sam Margera.
He's no Sam Margera.
Ridiculous. So, why don't I play a track from the company band?
What number should we do, Jeff?
Good. I'm all about track 4 right now.
Four.
Okay.
It's just an EP right now, but we do have 9 or 10 in the can for the next one.
Okay.
I just got to figure out when I can actually do it. I'm in 3 bands, and I'm about to have 3 kids, so I'm pretty busy these days.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You got did you get married at a young age or something? Huh?
2005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
uh-huh.
Wow. Well, it's not. You're like a serious guy. You're a responsible guy. When we went to the show, we saw Bam's Lambo, and we saw it's another Can't think of the name now. I mean, I did this last time. I couldn't think of the brand name of the car, but it's a real high-end car. Was that yours? Sitting in front of it.
I got I got a Nissan truck and a
It wasn't
Mercedes truck.
No, it wasn't. Okay, I wonder whose it was.
And a
Was it-
67 Cadillac.
Was it a silver Aston Martin?
No. No, it was.
I think the cook there has like a fancy ass car. It's crazy.
It was. What was it, Jay? Come on, I said it on the air.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it the James Bond car, the Aston Martin or something?
No.
I can't remember.
It might have been your Ford Galaxy.
Might have been my 67.
I think it was a
car.
Yugo.
Yeah, it was something real high end like that.
High end, yeah. I don't know.
Real high end. Like
Was it a
like
foreign
Pinto
car or
or
was it
something?
an American car? It was a foreign car, wasn't it?
Maserati? Was it?
Maserati?
It was some crazy high end car, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't the Lambo. It was another one sitting right.
European.
Yeah,
European.
I'm thinking Maserati. I can't think of it now. Anyway, I thought it was yours. I talked about it on the air. I said I had to be Jess's car. Who the hell else says that?
I got like a family truckster.
Okay. What?
Nissan Armada.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a '67 Caddy. What is that? Is that like
It's
something
an
nice?
Eldorado. Yeah.
Okay.
I've just loved the old Cadillacs ever since I was young. I had a '74 Coupe de Ville, and
That was your first car, wasn't it?
yeah, there's nothing like a car like
Cool.
that. You know,
And you, it just has the factory AM radio in it, and it works, so you're not going to like
FM
change it. Right?
FM was an upgrade.
Okay.
And the guy didn't get it. So.
Okay. He probably like, it's never going to take off.
But yeah, he gave me the receipt from when he bought it, December 1966. It was $7,000.
Wow.
Which back then was probably like 50.
That was a lot of money back then. Yeah, because like I have a '69 Chevelle that was in. It
Nice
was
work.
Jay's or Jay's. Was your mom's or
Well,
you
it
drove
was
a
my
car?
car, but at the time we put in my mom's name.
Okay. And that I think would be about $3,000 in '69. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Pretty
So
awesome.
$7,000 in '67 was a ton of money for a car. Yeah.
Sure.
Wow. So you just happened to be driving around with just the AM on and channel surfing. You stumbled across us, huh?
Yeah, I heard. Well, actually, the first time I was flicking channels, I hit 1520. I heard Faith No More, like from their last album of the year, which no one plays.
Which was the album of the year.
It really was
Awesome
It's
album.
their best album, but it's so underrated. But and then I just left it on, and then I finally heard you guys in the morning and stuff, and that's,
okay.
that's when I got into it. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. You do realize that we're only allowed on from sunrise to sunset.
yeah, it's pretty.
That's
crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some AM rules or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
AM signals go really far at night. So that's why if you're ever just at midnight, in a car with a good AM radio, you surf around, you'll hear like you'll hear Chicago radio
I noticed
stations.
that. Yeah, there was something like Albany or something was coming down
Yeah.
or something. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So
Buffalo has the nighttime rights to our 1520.
Buffalo does.
Buffalo,
yeah.
KBW, is that what the name is?
yeah, WWKB.
But about a quarter of the AM stations are daytimers, though.
Yeah. It's some strange phenomenon with just that's the way the AM signal works. They go really far at night, so most stations, if they're allowed on at night, if you're a 5,000 watt station during the day, at night you may drop down to 500 watts,
Right.
Or you send your signal directional, so it only throws it one way or whatever. Otherwise, you would just hear like 6 stations all at
All
once.
playing,
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny. A friend of mine, guy Tim Salt, he plays guitar in Clutch. He's real big into radio. Like he has the big, satellite antenna or whatever on top, and he listens to like. AM from Roswell, New Mexico, the
Wow.
UFO files and stuff.
Oh
like,
wow!
Yeah,
That's
like
people
he's
do
real
that.
into it, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's real into the alien conspiracy stuff,
Neat.
We're good for Rob. Huh?
Yeah, we had a show that used to be on here called the Paranormal Cafe. And that guy would
was
love
into
that.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Play track 4
Yeah, that's a
off
good one.
off the CD. It's called The Company Band Sign Here, Here, and Here, which is very clever. I went on Rhapsody and did a search, for the company band, and there was some disco band.
Yeah, there's like some cover band from Seattle or something, and
Yeah.
they're called the Company Band.
Okay.
But we're the company
That's
band.
and the thing, they're not going to make it, and you have.
So, good luck, guys.
All right, here is track 4. It is called Heartache and Misery here, 1520 AM WCHE Westchester. It's going to actually play in mono because of the way I have it rigged up in here. When I play stuff from that room, it's in stereo. But,
Sounds good in mono.
It's an AM station, but it'll sound fine in mono. So here it is, 1520 AM WCHE Westchester.
For the big dreams of revolution, I suppose this bleeding just ain't gonna stop. Hyenas are gathering, bad jokes and chattering, but the moon's setting down soon, so what does it matter? I'm a terrible suffering man. You want no part of me, 'cause everywhere I go, only heartache and misery. Every time I hear that rattle, my ribs shoot full of pain. So much for saving water and depending on the rain. Scorpion conspiring, vipers all agreeing, but the sun coming up soon, so what does it matter? Stretch our back, here back Chris, breaking crack, sun coming up soon, what does it matter? I'm a terrible suffering man, you want no part of me, 'cause everywhere I go, only heartache and misery. I'm a terrible suffering man, you want no part of me, 'cause everywhere I go, only heartache and misery. I'm a terrible suffering man, you want no part of me, 'cause everywhere I go, only heartache and misery.
Awesome. That is the company band here on 1520 AM WCHE Westchester. And that track is called Heartache and Misery. Thank you. And I'm actually joined here in the studio by Jess Margera and Mark Hanna. Mark Hanna plays with a band called Backwoods Payback.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You guys
yes.
are playing, you're opening the note show
Yes, we are.
of the company band. which is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So come out and get hammered and listen to some good rock and roll.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nothing but entertainment that night.
Yeah, and what's the other one? Stinking
Lizaveta.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Lizaveta. Okay, I didn't.
They're from Philly, and I think it's all instrumental, isn't it?
No, they have some vocals.
Okay.
They have like a crazy chick drummer, and the guitarist looks like a crazy. He's just like a crazy madman. Yeah.
His name's Yanni.
Really?
He's the man, dude.
Cool.
Yeah, they're cool. They're a cool band. I don't know how to describe them though. Besides all insane looking.
Okay.
I never really heard too much of their stuff, and then Neil Fallon was like, "We got to get them to play," because I guess they opened for Clutch a bunch.
Yeah, we played with them a bunch of times too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mark, you do what? I see your name on the end of anything involved with Bam. I see, like at the end of Viva La Bam, I would always see Mark Hanna.
Yeah. I do. I pretty much. I'm the go-to guy. I guess,
Okay.
for him.
He is.
That's cool.
Pretty much anything we ever need, I pretty much do. I do a lot of lighting for him. I've
Cool.
done sound for his movies. I've done.
And when CKY's on
building
tour,
sets.
we call him. He's our stage manager.
Yeah.
Do their stage managed stuff, guitar tech, and all that.
I
jazz.
see you walking out on stage and picking up mic stands
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Who's it? Chad
Yeah.
Ginsberg? Like, will knock. He's like the Warren Fitzgerald. I don't know if you know who
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the Vandals.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a character like that, where he's just there to like break stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, I've known Mark since I was 3, and of course he was my drum tech, because I'm like, Hanna, we're going on tour with Guns N' Roses, you got to come be my drum tech,
Wow.
So he started out as that, and then our guitar player, Chad, he would always like need help with guitars, so he basically taught Mark how to set up guitars and do
Okay.
all that stuff. So now he's basically evolved into our full-blown stage managers, which means he handles like the whole stage.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's man. Can you imagine doing that? Like when you're 16, you think you'd be out touring with a world-renowned rock band. I mean, it's one thing to play in like a cover band and go out and play Plush.
Yeah.
Play another band's stuff and go, oh yeah, that one chick, the cold sore. She wants to meet me. I think I'm going to. Yeah. That guy in the bathroom, he sold me some crappy drugs. But I mean, to like actually be out playing, different cities and
It's pretty amazing.
being a part of that rock and
They've
roll
taken me
machine.
everywhere. I mean, I've been to
Norway,
Finland,
Wow.
England,
I remember
Scotland,
it was-
Iceland. Like all these
Jesus.
crazy places that you would never go unless.
It was me and you and Axl Rose up in Toronto at some strip club or something.
The,
And,
what was it called? The Brass Rail.
yeah, and Hanna just looks at me and he's like, "What are we doing? Like we're in Toronto
Yeah.
with Axl Rose."
Wow.
Yeah, and he's got a big furry jacket on and these silly braids, and we're just sitting here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Jeez.
Kind of put it all into perspective. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, that's awesome. Amazing.
Yeah, we would have been at UPS 2 years earlier, loading a truck at 8 o'clock.
We both worked at
For Christmas.
UPS on Airport Road. Man, that job was terrible.
I worked for UPS from the airport road one as a seasonal, what they call it. It's
The driver's helper.
well, I was actually a driver, but like a full-time temporary.
Right.
Meaning, like, if you went in there in October and said, "Yeah, I want to be a driver," they went, "Yeah, okay," and they give you a crash course in like a day or two. Like, here's how you deliver. Now, here's a truck full of boxes. Don't come back till it's empty.
Right.
So I would go out, and I literally, I'm a pretty decent worker with a decent work ethic and so forth. I ended up just calling them from, this was before it was common to have a cell phone. I would like go into a payphone I went to like my brother's place on West Town Road and just used the phone there and said, "Come get your truck." I can't take it anymore. It was dark out. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I'm picking up more stuff than I'm delivering. I would get done delivering stuff and then realize the neighborhood I'd been at an hour ago, here's one last package. I have to turn around and go all the way back there. And they just went, "Calm down. We're sending someone out to help relieve some of the stress." And I couldn't take it. That is the hardest job in the world, working for UPS. Yeah.
And they would like, we'd be loading the trucks and they'd slam you with these boxes. Like no human could ever keep up with the amount that they give you. And then, stuff gets broken and blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's just like if you just would slow it down and pay us for an extra half an hour,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have all these damaged stuff, goods and
Sure.
stuff everywhere. And
Sure.
it's just crazy. And then in that warehouse, you'd be coughing up that brown cardboard
Just
dust.
cardboard
It's
boxes.
terrible.
And,
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys were working at UPS together. Now you're going to a strip club in Canada with Axl Rose.
Well, it's funny because all of CKY and our stage manager, Mark Hanna, would work at UPS. So whenever we had a gig that night, we would just all call out. and the
I'm
boss
not
is
feeling
just
good,
like,
and neither was Jess or Darren or.
they finally caught on after like the third or fourth time. Like,
Wow.
all right, what's going on? You guys in a band or something?
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So did you guys all go to? I know you guys lived right next, almost next door to each other. But
Right.
the rest of the guys, did you all go to East or?
Yeah, Darren, the singer at East, or CKY, went to East, and our bass player at the time went to Unionville. So we all
Okay. And you have a different bass player now, right?
we are like the Spinal Tap of bass players.
Oh, really?
Like, they
Wow.
just keep disappearing and spontaneously combusting. And
Wow. Well, I mean, now you're famous. You could probably get. No one's going to leave it now.
Well, I mean, it's just they get frustrated because our bass players don't really play on the record. Like our two guitar players, Darren and Chad, they basically just play all the bass because it's so much easier for them to do it rather
Okay.
than teach the guy. And I don't know if you've ever heard CKY, but a lot of the riffs are pretty technical, and
Oh, yeah,
it takes
yeah.
a while to like learn it. But
I play a ton of CKY here.
yeah. I mean, it's just some of the riffs are impossible, and
Mm-hmm.
to actually sit there and teach someone that in the studio, our studio bills would be out of control. We'd be
Okay.
there for hours just wasting time. So
Do you guys do? I know the presidents of the United States used to do something. They would take the two thinnest strings off the guitars.
right.
And I look at some of your videos, and it looks like the two thinnest strings, that the E and the A, are missing.
That's a Hanna question.
Darren plays with 4 strings because he believes he doesn't need the 5th and 6th, and he's kind of right because he doesn't use them.
He's
Okay.
not.
but
he's
no,
not
they're
big
just,
on solo or.
No,
solos
yeah,
and
he's
stuff, right?
just riffs, and Chad does
Chad
all the
does the
solo
solos.
stuff. They just use a thicker string. It's only an 11 gauge string though.
Okay.
He just cuts off the 2 top ones. He just uses all wound strings. Like the G string,
Yeah.
the 4th string is normally not a wound string,
Yes.
but he uses a wound G.
Okay.
It just gives them a little bit thicker, plus all their effects and whatnot. It just
So it's almost like a bass, but it's an octave. What is a bass?
it's a bass, but an octave higher. pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. So it's like
But their normal strings are just all wound strings.
okay.
So
Yeah, because I'm watching this stuff a little too closely.
trying to find all the tricks.
Yeah, because the riffs are all very unique and just really clever riffs. I mean, it's awesome stuff.
And it's funny. I went to the Guitar Player magazine or whatever with those
Mm-hmm.
guys, and they were doing interviews, and they're like, "So, what effects are you guys using, and how do you get that sound?" Like, yeah, we're just gonna tell you. Like then next thing you know, like there'll be a million copycat bands and stuff.
Yeah.
And, actually, there is one band that totally figured it out. Yeah, who is that? 3 Doors Down or something?
I don't remember.
Or one of those bands.
Just like you.
Like they must have handed a copy of CKY Volume 1 to their producer, and they're
Okay.
like, make this song sound like this guitar
Ah,
song.
no way.
It was all over the radio,
Yeah.
and we were just like, ah.
I know.
Wow.
And everyone I knew, like people that don't even know anything
like, "Oh,
about
look, the new
guitars,
song
are
you
like,
got."
yeah, they're like, are you guys? Do you have a new single out, or did someone just blatantly rip you off? And we're like, oh, somebody blatantly ripped us off.
Oh, no way. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, weak.
Yeah.
Because it almost, some of your songs in CKY almost sound like there's a keyboard, but there's not. Is
Some of the
there?
records have like we used Moog synths, like those
Okay,
old school
okay.
Synthesizer, like
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, our records take forever, but it's kind of worth the wait because we just
Sure.
go on a mission.
Awesome.
And our record label Roadrunner is like, how do you guys feel about someone else mixing the record? And we're like, good luck,
Yeah,
like
wow.
some of the songs have 100 tracks.
Really?
Yeah, like when you make a record, like a lot of people use like 24 tracks, like they're called.
Yes.
It's like 100 on some of these songs
No
because
way.
there's just so much going on. But it's cool because it's not like a bunch of things going on at once and
Mm-hmm.
it's too much. They actually blend together really nicely. It's pretty crazy how it works out.
Where do you record your stuff? In like this Chad own studio?
Yeah, well,
Chad Ginsberg?
a lot of our stuff we did in Hawaii, like our early records, we would just keep going to Hawaii because we were on a record label where they had a house out there, so we would just stay there and record.
Just like in paradise recording.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And but yeah, just recently, Chad, he's our guitar player. He also produces all the albums. He bought the studio where we recorded our first record. The guy moved to Florida, and he just sold it all for really cheap. And Chad's like, okay.
Wow.
So he just gutted it and put it in his house.
Yeah. So we've been up in New Hope working all the time. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Which is kind of perfect because you can go anytime you want now.
Yeah.
Spend as long as you want there, and
Yeah, that would be
good.
better than having, I guess, pressure from a record company.
yeah, you get a
saying,
little bit. I would think you would get a little bit more freedom.
It's funny though. Most of my drum tracks, I finished the drums except for maybe one or two songs like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So people are just like, yeah, you know, how'd you play? Like, ask me questions. I'm like, I don't remember. It was 2 years ago. I can't even.
2 years and 2 albums ago.
Yeah.
Two
Wow.
different projects ago.
That's wild. You also play in a third band called Viking Skull.
Yeah.
And I have caught like some videos of that.
Skull.
Well, dude, it's so funny. The first time we ever went to England to play, we played the London Forum, and right down the street is a Virgin Megastore.
Okay.
First CD I ever bought was Viking Skull Chapter 1. And just off, like, I liked the cover art, and it just sounded like something that I might dig, you know. And and it was like, it was, to this day, my favorite record, you know. And so, obviously, I would keep asking them to open for CKY whenever we went to Europe. And we were in Austria or Germany or something. And
Same thing.
yeah. And I took those guys out because they have no, you know, their label gives them no money to tour, you know, like, so they're just totally broke. And I felt bad for them, so I took them all out for a pretty good night of drinking. You know, we hit the absinthe and all that stuff. So, and I wasn't ready for the party to end because the bar closed, and we had a really nice bus, and they had like a crappy van.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, 2 of you guys need to come on the bus, you know, and we need to continue this night. And I didn't even realize what kind of drama that would create.
Oh, really?
You know, because I was just so messed up. And, you know, they started fighting over which two were going to sleep in the nice, cozy beds and who were going to be in the rusty, crappy van.
Yeah.
And they just started fighting like crazy, going at it. And I'm just like, oh, my God, what did I do? You know? So the next day in Berlin or something, they still played the gig, but they didn't look at each other or talk to each other at all. They were just like playing and like, you know, they're just like, oh, F you, buddy, you know, like the whole night. And then the tour came to an end, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry about that. You know, like, I hope it didn't cause any problems. And the singer, Roddy Stone, he's just like, you know, we fight all the time. No worries. It's just water under the bridge. So I fly home, and I go right on Blabbermouth or one of them, you know, heavy metal news sites. And it's like, Viking Skull splits up. And I'm like,
No way.
oh, great. So I call the singer, and I'm like, it wasn't because of that night, was it? And he's like, well, that kind of threw gas on the fire. And I'm like, great.
So you broke up like a band that you were a big fan of.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands. So,
Well,
you
he
know,
lucked out.
Yeah, the drummer he was the guy that left, Gordon.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, come here, I'll play on the new record.
Wow. So here you are, just a guy from West Goshen playing on 3 records that like this does. Now I don't know much about Viking Skull. How does this play on rock stations throughout the United States?
They do really well in England. Like I'm going over there right after Thanksgiving. The London gig is already sold out. Like they do really well over there. They're like an Iron Maiden, Motorhead type of band. And here though, you know, they're pretty unknown. Like we played 15 North and it wasn't even sold out. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I mean, you know, it's cool that just because I got in the band, like they're starting to get recognition here, whereas they had none at all. So so it's pretty cool to help them out like that because you can't tour England forever.
Yeah. Oh, that's outstanding. So you're on 3 records now on the company band Sign Here, Here, and Here. Viking Skull Chapter 2.
Yeah, well, that's from 2007. The new one is coming out, though. It's called Doom, Gloom, Heartache, and Whiskey.
Okay.
It comes out November 25th, and that one will be in stores because that Chapter 2 one there, I just released on the internet. You know. It's way easier to recoup your money when you're making all the money.
Sure, I guess so.
Cut out the middleman.
Nice. And CKY has a new record coming out as well.
Yeah, March 2009. We don't have a title for it yet, but it's coming out on Roadrunner, and we've been working on it for 3 or 4 years, and it's pretty amazing. We've been doing the band for like 10, 11 years, and this record, like, I listened to it from start to finish at our gig at Halloween, and I was like, this record is unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not the type of dude that'll say something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You used to play. Didn't you play with like East Goshen Park?
That was a band I was in high school called Foreign Objects.
Okay.
Yeah, East Goshen Park. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, where did I see that? Is that on one of the Haggard behind the scenes?
CKY documentary.
Okay. Yeah. That's where I saw it. All right. Because I watched all that stuff.
Yeah, I was still going to East High School when that band was around. It's funny. Just some dumb CD we made, back in '95. You go on eBay and it's like $200.
No way.
For 5 songs. It's just
wow.
Like, I almost want to be like, don't. It's not worth it. I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow. Now the movie Haggard, you have a small part in Haggard, which is like I like Clerks and Haggard.
Did you see Minghags yet?
I have a line in it. Actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Look, everybody, there's Rutro.
Yeah.
That's me.
Minghags is great. Haggard and Minghags, it's just so funny. Like, it's done on a shoestring budget, and you can totally tell, but it's just such a good movie. It's like a cult following type of thing, I would say. I mean, it's not something you'll go to the theaters and get.
Yeah. Right. Do you know when it's officially coming out? Like when someone can get it on DVD? Or?
I talked to Franz, and he said it's in production right now.
Okay.
So it should be within a month, I would say.
Okay. He said it'll definitely be out before Christmas.
Excellent. Okay.
Nice.
So that and Where the F is
Where
Santa.
the F is Santa.
They'll both be out before Christmas.
That's on Warner Brothers, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
And Warner Brothers just renewed Bam's contract for the next one. And we're going to go to Italy and find the Margeras, the first ones.
Really? Oh, okay.
Like, go right to the
right to the source.
Right to the source of the madness.
Wow. You have a line in Haggard where you say, "Do you have a cigarette?" And you're like scratching yourself. That's you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was on tour seriously, like, I would say 10 months out of the year back then.
Yeah.
And Bam's like, just whenever you play like Reading or Philly or something, like, just show up for a day, and you have to be in the movie for F's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
So they just wrote me some bit parts, like I'm in the coffee shop scene real fast. I'm in that scene, and then I play Rab's roommate in one scene where I'm addicted to Tetris.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Which isn't far from real life. Right?
Yeah.
I think I hold the high score because I have Tetris the arcade game in my basement. So
Okay.
I think I'm the world record holder of that. I just found out DiCamillo won the world championship for Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
Like,
Cool.
how random.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes because you're playing Tetris in Haggard, and Deco is waving his hand in front of your face.
I'm just catatonic playing Tetris.
and Rab himself is in a shower singing, "I just died in your house tonight." Master Brown shot me your shit. And I've watched Haggard like, I don't know, 50 times. I mean, anyone that comes over to my house and we start drinking, and I go, "Have you ever seen Haggard?" And the next thing is, "No." Like, "Hold on, let me find it." And then I put it in, and we watch on the big screen TV and drink 100 beers. I'm like, "Here comes the funny part," and the whole movie's fun. So
I love the High Street cafe scene with you on the bongos.
Oh yeah.
And then Rab's just being annoying, and Bam's like, "Rab, you know the train tracks outside? Just go outside, stand there, and wait."
Yeah. Yeah. Where is that film? The whole bit where you're playing the bongos and they're saying
It's in the
it's
basement.
The basement at your house?
No,
or?
the High Street.
High
Oh,
Street
okay.
Cafe. There's actually it was a speakeasy back in the 20s or whatever.
Okay.
And, yeah, they just made it into a jam room and stuff down there. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
High Street Cafe. Where is that?
It's on High Street.
Captain Obvious.
It's right down the street from the music store right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the last
Westchester
one on the
Music.
block. It's that Cajun joint.
Okay, yeah. But before Burger King.
Yeah.
You gotta get the alligator, man. Really,
it's unbelievable.
really good. Smother it in honey mustard. It's
Wow.
amazing.
And it's below the place. There's a basement there.
Yeah.
And that's where that scene is. Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was your house, your basement.
Yeah, I guess it could look
back
like that.
from back
Back
know,
from
over
88?
in West Town.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I spent my entire life pretty much in that basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
my
guys
entire
used to jam down
childhood.
there. Yeah.
We used to film skits down there.
Wow.
Your dad was always funny. He'd be like, he'd always like have to throw that dig in, and we'd be like jamming down there. He'd be like, "Oh, it sounded pretty good for a bunch of queers." We're just like,
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Mr. Hanna. Cool.
Awesome. Glad you're into us.
That's funny. I could see him saying that.
He loves this show. He listens to this show all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every
That's
time I
awesome.
go home, he's like, "Oh, listen to Randy this morning." I'm like, yeah, all right, Dad.
Oh,
Ed,
that's the
Ed loves
coolest.
the show too. Ed listens to it all the time. He
Oh,
might be
excellent.
listening now. Who knows?
Cool.
Yeah.
Ed
Excellent.
or Mr. Hanna, if you're listening, call in.
Yeah, 610-692-3131. 610-692-3131. Do you have time to hang out for? You have a little more time because I haven't done any commercials.
I gotta leave just before 11. I gotta go
Just
get
before
my
11? Okay.
daughter.
I'll do a quick break here. Let me see. I take these collages of little clips from our show, and I make them into something. I guess it's called a sweeper. I never really went to like Connecticut School of Broadcasting, but I think that's what they call them in the radio industry. And a lot of times the background music behind it, I'll take CKY and then loop it.
Oh, right on.
Just like find one spot where it's like a cool groove and then play content from the show. And I think this is one of them. I don't have them like labeled where I go, this one uses CKY, but I think this is one. So let's give it a listen on the way out.
Wake up, Westchester.
Hi,
Now
this is
that's-
Shadow Traffic's Eric.
That's not CKY. Sorry. Who is that? That's
I'm not sure.
I can't think who that is. I wish I remember what I labeled these things better.
That was Nickelback.
This one I think is
Smash Mouth
CKY.
or something. I don't know.
You're listening
there you
to the
go.
Jay and Randy Show, WCHE, Westchester.
Listening to you two is like watching somebody having a duel with an unarmed man. You don't want to hear it, turn your radio off.
Here's how you make radio gold. Good morning, Ed. You're on with Joe C.
Yeah, I see we're back to our era of civility that we used to have, right? Where we come on and we call each other idiots.
Is this Mr. Ed?
Yeah, this is Mr. Ed, idiot.
All right. Ed, I'm Joe C., and I got to ask you, are you serious about corporate giveaways?
Yeah, I'm serious about it. Are you serious that the little guy who's cheating on welfare sometimes is cheating more than the big corporate subsidies?
The guy that takes welfare and or may not be cheating on welfare only takes that tax dollar out of my pocket and never gives me anything, not even the promise. You know, does it to me and doesn't kiss me.
Yeah.
At least with the corporate quote let me finish just
Are we going to
here.
have a dialogue, or are you just going to rant on? You said one thing. You said that guy, he was stealing the stuff out of your pocket. Now, how about Comcast that takes the dirty underwear and sticks it around your f***ing head?
Jesus. I think the transmitter just blew up. Oh, no F word. Jesus. Oh. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hello, Randy.
Hello.
This is Mr. Hanna.
How you doing, Mr. Hanna?
Honoring the request of the guys that are there.
Cool.
To make a call in.
Nice.
And I got a question for Jesse.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, when are you and Mark and the rest of the jackasses going to come over and clean up my basement?
Is it still
Randy,
in ruins?
I think there's a couple beer bottles down here with your fingerprints on it, too.
Probably is, yes.
You're all guilty party. Hey, it's nice hearing you guys, huh?
Yeah.
So
Good luck to you all, and nice to see that the neighborhood kids are doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Have a
awesome.
good one.
Mr. Hanna, you going to the gig at the Note coming up? Me and Mark's band?
I haven't been over there yet, but Mark usually keeps me posted. I went down to Rex's to see him, and I'm waiting for the invitation. I'll be happy to go.
Well, come on out, Daddy-O.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Note yet, and I'm kind of anxious to come over and use an excuse to get out of the house.
All right.
I got a burger and a beer with your name on it.
All right. Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
All right, take
We'll
care.
see you. Have a good day, all of you.
You too.
too.
Take care. That guy's cool.
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
I'm sure the basement probably still is in ruins from us.
Yeah. Awesome. The note is very good. I went there and had Mikey Collier bought me dinner there one night, and we had what was it, the Kennet, like a burger called the Kennet.
Yeah, with mushrooms on it.
Yeah, caramelized onions.
Yeah,
and,
that's no joke, man.
Yeah, I mean he's really doing it right. Like, you know, it's pretty easy to just charge somebody $7 for a hamburger. Yeah. We warmed something up in the back, and you know, and I was blown away by how it's like really like gourmet, crazy high end food.
It's funny because it is like a pub. It's pub food. It's like a you know, typical, you know, burgers and stuff, but they're just awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you think you're getting a ham and cheese sandwich, but it's like way more than that.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
They have sweet potato fries and just pretty much all different kinds of crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is. It's amazing. It's the note, and hey, it's going to be the best night to go is going to be the 26th, which is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You can see 3 bands for the price of one. I think it's only $12,
something like that. And I think Eagles of Death Metal is playing tonight, isn't it?
Okay,
yeah,
all right, cool.
That band's great. The guy from Queens of the Stone Age started that band.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love that band. I love Queens of the Stone Age. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if he's on tour with them on this one, but yeah, he has a lot to do with that band. So
okay. Yeah, you're kind of the Dave Grohl of Westchester, because didn't he? Now he's the drummer from Nirvana who plays guitar in the Foo Fighters, but played drums on one of the Queens of the Stone Age's album.
Yeah.
He did Probot, which was
with Lemmy,
and from Motorhead and a bunch of stuff.
Wow,
he's a cool dude, man. Grohl he came to the last couple CKY gigs in L.A.
No way,
dude. That guy is just he's good friends with Reverend Jim, that guy I was talking about earlier,
in the company band,
and his band Fireball Ministry was opening for CKY in L.A. And I just look out there, and he's helping them like load their gear, you know?
Yeah, he's just pushing amps up a ramp and stuff. It's like Dave Grohl is pushing.
Dave Grohl is like loading a kick drum into a van right now.
That's a stand-up dude.
Yeah. That is a stand-up dude. Wow.
It's pretty rad, you know, when you got that kind of money and that kind of attention, not to forget who you are, you know, and where you came from. So it's pretty impressive.
Oh, that is. And that guy played with Nirvana.
That's what I was thinking the whole time, because we went to that On the Rocks place after the gig.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, you were in Nirvana.
Wow.
Like, unbelievable.
That is
pretty cool.
That is wow. So this is your whole life now is just like going and playing on records, and then I guess you make money off of royalties from the records.
Yeah, well, I mean, these days, you know, records aren't quite selling, but
even some guys pulling it off the MySpace and playing it on the radio.
Well, but I mean, it's funny because like instead of albums, I mean, most of the money always went to the label anyway.
Yeah,
you know? They would charge the hell out of you and say, "Oh, you need to recoup. We spent $25,000 in stickers." You know.
Yeah.
And so I mean, bands always just make money on the road. So I don't really care about downloading. You know, it doesn't affect me that much.
That's when I always kind of thought that too. Like Metallica, that guy Lars came off kind of looking like a douche because he's like, wait a minute, I heard someone shared one of my records. Well, I've had somebody make me a CD, and then I've went out and actually bought it because I wanted maybe the cover art or let me see. The first Audio Slave thing came out, and someone burned me stuff that they got off the internet. Well, the mixes are all weird because people get them on their own, and they post them at weird volumes.
Or some crappy tinny wave file or something.
Yeah, they'll put like an effect on it or something. So I actually went out and bought the real CD after someone gave me. And then they're naming the songs that first song that they came out with. There was so much anticipation. It was kind of a letdown. I like Rage a lot better.
Yeah.
I like actually that one Day as a Lion better than Audio Slave. Which is Zach De La Rocha's little project where it might be a one-trick pony. It might just be that one song's good. But so someone downloaded stuff off the internet and gave it to me, and the same song's on there like 4 or 5 times, but it's people naming it different names.
Right.
And I'm going, well, this sucks. So
that is the drawback to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it just forces bands like, oh, too bad, you have to make a whole record that's good instead of just, 2 or 3 good songs and then the rest is filler.
Yeah.
And it's for a band like CKY, which we do take 4 years to do an album because we want the whole album to be great.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. We don't really care about that. It's like because if the record, that's my whole thing. Like I'll go on iTunes and I'll listen to it, and if it's like 1 or 2 good songs, I just get those songs. But if I do the samples and I hear all the songs and they're all good, then I buy the CD.
Sure.
It's just people get to preview it now, so too bad.
Where can somebody buy this? Because I did want to buy this,
right?
And I'm like, well, where can I want to walk to a store and get it? I mean, do they have
right next door?
Oh, they do.
Platter
Okay.
has it.
Right.
Yeah, but
but
iTunes and Amazon is like our 2 big places that sell most of them.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess most people. And what's the deal? Do they download like a cover? And stick it inside a jewel case, or just people? I guess I'm old school. I don't have an iPod.
Yeah, on iTunes, you get the cover with it. You can get the artwork. It's cool. I mean, if you're an iPod guy, like I've become an iPod guy because I'm on the tour all the time, and it's cool having your whole record collection in a little tiny thing.
That is pretty neat.
So I mean, most of my music comes from iTunes, unless, like I said, like if the whole record's good, then I need the whole artwork and everything.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Very good. Hey, I should probably play some Backwoods Payback.
Sure, I'm not opposed to that.
All right. Do you know all the lyrics on it? Because I understand you're not as clean on Backwoods Payback as CKY.
Honestly, I know the first song you can't play. Unless you kind of want to reverse the whole song.
Yeah. Because the lyrics, I was trying to read along with them, and they're so. It's like the font that it's written on.
Yeah, I didn't put this together, dude.
I'm looking at it going, I can't see that. But,
I wear glasses, and with these glasses, I can't see the words that well.
Well, it's
If I
cool.
don't have
It's
my
cool
reading
colors.
glasses, I can't see nothing.
Yeah.
Let me see that thing.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you peruse the lyrics?
I'll see this.
And
I don't even know the names of the songs, honestly.
You did play on this record, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did play on this record, but that's all I did.
Okay. All right. You take a look at that. Find one that's clean that we can play.
Obviously, can't play. I thought I told you.
Yeah, that's track 1. That's Mickey Morandini. That's
Okay.
about a Phillies player.
I remember Mickey Morandini, dude.
Yeah?
I spent my summers at the vet with Phil.
He was a bad MRFer. You know what? Play, oh boy, what number is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
One of them
number
has
7.
One of the tracks has the S word in the title.
You guys are bad.
Yeah. Ed dropped it off, and I go, "Oh, that's cool. That's great." And I go, "Gee, Jay, what?" And Jay goes, "Jesus Christ, the one you can't play, it says the S word in the title."
That's a bad indication.
Yeah. You might want to listen to that before you play it. That's why I didn't just jam it in and start playing it. So what did you say? Track number 7?
Track 7 looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good?
Yeah. I'll tell you immediately if it's not the song I'm thinking it is.
Mother effer.
Get your finger close to that
Yes.
dump button. Really.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this time, like, here's a little secret. We actually played the company band and had the headphones off, and we're sitting here talking, making small talk while I played. This one, I'm going to sit here with my headphones on. And if you guys start talking, it's just going to be rude and be like, "No, I'm listening." I'll push the earphones into my head to listen to it. The FCC's very serious. All right, here's Backwoods Payback. Now, this is a little heavier stuff.
Yeah, this is a little heavier.
I'm 41 years old.
It's sludgy, is
Yes.
what they call it.
They call it sludgy?
Sludgy or doomy, I guess, or well, it's not quite doom. I don't know, man. There's so many stupid.
It's sludge rock.
It's heavy guitar. It's 70s influenced, I guess.
Okay. What kind of stuff did you guys grow up listening to? I mean, you guys are the same age, right? You guys
A lot of just pretty much rock. I loved Van Halen and stuff like that.
Faith No More was a big one.
Yeah, Faith No More.
Okay.
I mean, that was just Faith No More, Primus, bands like that. Like
You were a much bigger like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin fan
definitely,
when we were young.
Okay.
I was listening to Van Halen when he was listening to Pink Floyd.
I actually got on Ludwig drums just because of John Bonham. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's the reason they started making the amber Vista lights again.
Yeah.
Are you now when you get a drum set? Does Ludwig give you those?
Yeah.
Really?
And I said, you know, I'm big on bottoms, so you need to start making those ambers again. And they're
No
like,
way.
yeah, and they started making them, and then they sold really
sold
good.
them.
So now they're making the clear, the yellow, the blue again.
Yeah. And I hate
funny.
this guy. Because I'm working at a bus company, if you couldn't tell, driving school kids around. So
You tell Ludwig to start making a special drum set for you, and they do it.
I didn't tell them. I demanded.
Sounds like you did. Oh, you demanded.
I was
man.
just like, what are you guys doing? Make the Vista lights again. I don't know if people. Yeah, they'll be into it. I mean, look at them. They're
Wow.
great drums, and you know they're kind of a pain to tune, but they're loud. They sound good. You know, it's just they're great drums.
and they're cool looking. And you
Yeah.
can mic them, and who cares what tuning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, probably every drum manufacturer probably makes, you know, a $600 kit, a $2,000 kit, and a $5,000 kit,
Right.
and probably all their $5,000 kits sound
Yeah.
outstanding,
Yeah.
and the
Right.
other one sounds okay, and the one sounds like crap.
Yeah.
Now, this Ludwig set that they make for you, is that made in like Chicago? Is some guy out there making it?
I
or?
think it's North Carolina, I want
Okay.
to say. But it's funny because the one there was a limited run that they only did like 100 or 200 kits,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to charge me like it's $6 or $7 grand if you buy it from Sam Ash, but they wanted to charge me like $1,500. I was like, come on, guys. He's like, don't complain. Alex Van Halen and Ringo Starr got charged the same price, so don't say anything. And I was just like, all right.
Oh, but they made you
Fair
pay
enough.
for them. But you're running around
Yeah.
now. Aren't a lot of little kids going, "Hey, I won Ludwig's," after they see you playing them?
Yeah, totally. But I mean, they gave me like 3 or 4 kits for free. But, But since
okay.
this was a limited thing, it was like real
Okay.
special.
So they made you pay for it.
They
Okay.
charged me for whatever it cost to build, I guess.
But they gave you
okay.
the clear ones for free, didn't they?
Yeah, the clear were
They
free.
gave me a clear set for free.
And 2 or 3 maple kits they gave me for free. And,
Wow. Oh, my God. This is a guy from West Ocean getting
know.
free drum sets. That's amazing. Wow. That is just incredible.
I had to buy some piece of junk off of eBay for like $1,200, and then hand paint it myself because it looked like crap. But it looks cool now. Sounds good.
Wow. But you guys could take off now. Now that you're opening for the company band. You're opening for. Do you ever open for CKY or?
Yeah, we have
Bunch of times,
Yeah, a bunch
yeah.
of times.
Okay.
Unbelievably, we've played in front of like 2,200 people.
No
It's
way.
like, what?
And when all the drama went down, we were playing the Electric Factory with Guar, and you guys
Yeah, we took
our spot.
We took a couple of their spots. It was the very end of the tour. We played with Guar and Cradle of Filth, and that was 2,300 people too.
No way.
Played up in Massachusetts, and it was pretty good.
Oh, okay, right on. What venue was that?
That was the Palladium.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. I couldn't believe it.
It sounds
was
like
great.
crap in there, though. 150-foot ceilings. It's just
Yeah.
the sound gets
okay.
lost, but it's a really cool venue.
It was. Yeah, it didn't matter because
I played the
sound like crap
Trocadero
anyway.
once. Did you ever play there, Trocadero?
Yeah.
Troc's
Okay.
great, yeah. Absolutely.
I opened for. I was with Kenneth Keith Kallenbach, and we opened for the Vandals.
Oh, the Vandals, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Now they basically, but that was I was playing bass. I played drums, and I met Kenneth Keith because he had been on the Stern Show, and I was listening that morning. And then later that week, when he was on the show, he's like, "Yeah, I want to get a band together," or something like that. So, so I'm delivering floor mats in Philadelphia. To
sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I'm in like Kensington delivering floor mats.
All right.
Good neighborhood.
And, yeah. And so I'm walking into a Bella, Pennsylvania building. And as I'm walking up, and you used to have to buzz in and wait forever to get in there. Well, the door comes blasting open, and it's Kenneth Keith leaving there because he never said where he worked before, but he used to work for Bell, Pennsylvania. When he would go on the Stern Show, he goes, "Yeah, deliver mail." But he's passed away, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah, in Chichester jail, right?
Yeah.
That's where my dad's from, Chichester.
Oh, really? Okay.
He grew up in a rough neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, Chester and then Chichester.
Okay.
Everyone's always like, "Phil, how do you take all this abuse from Pam?" And he's like, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I fought all the time when I was a kid.
Chester Rumbles.
Chester Rumble.
Yeah, he had. I never even knew. I knew Ken for years, and he had cystic fibrosis, which I didn't know he had.
What's that?
It's some disease, just kind of like.
It's fibrosis of the cystis.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's just bad. You don't want it.
Right.
It just kind of eats up your insides. It screws up your digestion and everything like that. So yeah. So he was in there, and then if you don't get your medication, you're very susceptible to getting pneumonia. And I guess he wasn't getting the proper medication or something, and he got pneumonia, and he just went really quickly. So So I'm walking into a Bella, Pennsylvania building. He's walking out, and I said, "You're Keith Kallenbach." He's like, "Yeah." So so I said, "Yeah, I heard you on the Stern Show, and you're looking to get musicians. I play the drums. Here's my phone number." So I'm thinking, oh, the guy's never gonna call me. Well, like I get home from work that day, and there's already messages. Hey, is Randy there? So they come over that night, and I'm like, okay, cool. So who's the bass player? He goes, well, see, I have a drummer, so you could play bass. And I go, well, I don't play bass. And he goes, you'll be fine. So I went to Taylor's and bought a bass. Never played it before in my life. I plunked around on guitar a little bit. Yeah. And just, it's punk rock. So it was the next thing I know, I'm opening up for the Vandals playing a bass. And I mean, I'm tuning it, and the guy's going, dude, no, you want to tune on the 12th fret. Yeah, not the 14th. Idiot. Yeah. And, I mean, it was just so unfamiliar to me that I'm making.
Oh, it's punk. Who cares? Throw some distortion on it. You're good.
Yeah. So the Vandals were the big draw, and it would just basically be we'd get up there. The first 2 songs, it's neat and all, and the novelty's there. It's the guy who blows smoke out of his eye. Well, by the 9th song, it's just you get done. The big finish. You suck. Get off the stage. Thanks a lot. This next one's called. And the people are just like, oh god.
Well, dude, the best line I ever heard, this band was opening for us in Portland, Oregon. Oh. And someone's like, you suck. And he's like, yeah, I suck. Awesome juice. I was like, that is the best thing I've ever heard.
That is great. Oh, wow. Awesome juice. Yeah. Excellent. All right, want to play Backwoods Payback? This is Mark's band. It's not you joined the band after you've been established.
Yeah.
But you're the drummer now. You play drums on this CD,
yes.
Which is cool.
This is track 7. It's called Dirt Bike. This is a story about when I used to steal Ed's 4-wheelers when I was younger, and while he was off trying to be a cop somewhere. And
really, you wrote the lyrics, or
no,
came the concept, or
I kind of helped come up with the concept. Mike, my singer, was just needed lyrics for a song. I started telling him a story about this, and then he behind my back kind of wrote a story about it. Wow. I was like, all right, cool. So,
okay. All right. It's a song about stealing a dirt bike.
Hopefully this is number 7, by the way.
All right. I'll play the first couple seconds. It was wrong. Just like scream out that I'm wrong, and I'll stop it because I don't need it to be the effing dirt bike song. It'll be the last song I play. We'll be back to the Frank Sinatra jam. Be like, God damn it, that Frank Sinatra was safe.
Damn that Hanna.
Oh, Blue Eyes never cursed. Yeah. All right.
hand. You and me, the world at our feet, the simple times, the simple kind of
Awesome, man. I like that. That's good stuff.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
Very, very nice.
Told you there was no cursing.
Yeah. I'm throwing that in full rotation today. That's going in heavy rotation, along with the company bands going in heavy rotation. I'll have to listen to Viking Skull. Any cursing on Viking Skull? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Cool. That is one of the nice things. I mean, satellite radio is, it's evil compared to broadcast radio, but that would be the coolest thing is not worrying about that.
Just throwing up whatever you got.
Yeah. I mean, and if you had sponsors and they went, dude, what's that one song where it just says the F word over and over again? I'm not going to sponsor anymore. You could go, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it had that. Instead of like going, some of these curses, the S word will be so buried in a song, and I'm like, oh my God. It's so stupid. I mean, and for years, the Who Are You said, who the F are you?
And
and
that Jeremy song.
Seemed the harmless little F. That was in there forever. Then Janet Jackson showed her stupid booby one day.
And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
Janet Jackson has a stupid booby.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. Hey, can I get a station ID? We'll just do it live on the air from you. Can you,
right on. I got to roll. I got to grab my daughter from school. All right.
This legal ID is WCHE Westchester. So just say, hi, I'm Jess Margera, and you're listening to WCHE West, whatever you want to say.
Hey, this is Jess Margera of CKY and the company band, and you're listening to WCHE 1520 AM.
Nice. Cool. And Mark, you want to do one too?
Hi, this is Mark Hanna from Backwoods Payback, and you're listening to WCHE 1520.
Nice.
Thanks for having us, Randy.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
it,
you.
man.
Thank you. Here's one more of these sweepers that I did. I think I found the right one. It's 39 seconds, and then I'll let you go. Okay. All right, cool.
This is not a men's or women's issue. This is not a black, white, yellow, or brown issue.
It's the Jay and Randy Show with your hosts, Jay Shure.
The one thing that stands out about this man, besides the fact that I recognized him and recognized his voice when he spoke, he took his dress shirt off and he had a T-shirt on, and he undid his zipper and pulled his out.
And Randy Dascher.
You are a true libertarian.
On 1520 AM WCHE Westchester.
I can openly say I hate Jay and I love Randy, and I'm going to bring him candy and beer every night.